Hello everybody, here we are again, round one, Carlton versus Richmond. It's, 25 hours away from the bounce for us right now, and I'm super excited to have the teams read out and going through and seeing what I expect from each of these guys. Look, a lot's been said over who should play and who shouldn't play, but the reality is once the decision gets made, we've got to back the team, we've got to back the coach, and we've got to back our club. So, you know, we all have our opinions, some are right, some are wrong, but the reality is this is the lineup that will suit up tomorrow evening at the MCG. So starting in the back pocket, we've got Jarrod Garlett, Liam Jones and Lachie Plowman. Garlett, obviously a little bit has been spoken about him. For me, I felt that, when I watched him in the JLT2, his positioning as a defender was a little bit suspect, and I was a little bit concerned about that. But look, the reality is he is an experienced player. He's not a young kid who needs time to grow. And we're giving him a chance to stake a claim for a position in the side. So I think it'll be easier for him tomorrow, given that we'll give him a role. It'll be simplified in terms of the instructions that he has to follow. And I'm looking forward to him just doing that. He doesn't need to dominate in terms of winning possession. Would love to see him use his speed coming out of the defensive 50. But yeah, he's a guy that needs a bit of confidence. So if he gets a few early touches, gets himself into the game, who knows, maybe we can have a really good showing from him. Liam Jones next. I would suggest that he plays on Tom Lynch, which could be a good matchup for him in the sense that Tom Lynch is underdone, obviously not the best pre-season for him, and so Jones has just got to be an honest defender, not let Tom Lynch get too far on top of him, and just keep him honest and keep it at a respectable level. Plowman, I've been saying it all pre-season, he needs to play with an aggression, and tomorrow's a very important step for him as to where is Lachie Plowman going to go as a Carlton Football Club player. So I'm looking forward to seeing the type of aggression and leadership that he plays with. Half back line, Simo, Wiedering and Newman. Love these three names. You got Simo, you got Newman, who I think are two guys that are going to be very reliable this season. And Jacob, he's got that potential to really break out. I mean, it's his fourth season now. He's had ups, he's had downs. He's had some experience, some genuine experience as a footballer, as a man. He's growing up now, and comes up against Jack Riewoldt. A matchup that he's used to. He's done it before. He's excelled against Jack Riewoldt in the past, and I think it's a great opportunity for him to take the chockies there. In the centre, we've got Mark Murphy, the 250-game superstar for the Carlton Football Club. Paddy Cripps and Zach Fisher, that's a centre line that I'm going to be looking forward to seeing all year. Murph, for me, I want to see him in that, just enjoying his 250th, be playing on that outside role and helping out down back. And, he's got the likes of Cripps in there who will feed him the ball. And if we can get Murph on the outside using those skills of his, I can't see how he doesn't have a good game tomorrow night. He will be absolutely licking his lips. Cripper, he's born for this. 85,000 I would expect to be there. Big stage, MCG, big contested ball. He's going to be fantastic for us tomorrow. And Zach Fisher has had a pretty decent pre-season. Copped a little bit of a knock in that second game, but seemed to be fine. He'll be slicing and dicing through that middle all night, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him go up another level, whether it's 4 or 5%. It's fine with me. And you've got to remember, he missed a little chunk towards the end of the season there, so he'll be excited to be back into it. Half forward, Gibbons, Charlie Curnow and Sam Walsh. Yeah, Gibbons, not surprising there. A midfielder, originally, so I would expect him to have little spurts throughout the game as well. And, hopefully, I want to see him win the ball. I want to see him get to that 15, 16 possession tally at a bare minimum. I know he's capable. And if he can hit the scoreboard, it's an absolute bonus for me. Charlie, look, some would say it hasn't been a dominant pre-season, but I have no worries with Charlie. I think tomorrow night he's going to come out firing. He's got a couple of mates in the forward line now who will take the pressure off him, and he's the type of player that if he's not kicking goals, he's going to find a way to get himself into the game by going into the midfield and having little spurts there. So looking forward to seeing Charlie and Walshy. I mean, we've said everything we can say. He's done everything he could possibly do to impress us, apart from kicking that goal maybe just before the siren in JLT2. But no expectations. Let him go out there, let him play his first game, and whatever comes of it, comes of it. But I'm just really looking forward to seeing him out there. In the forward line, we've got Ed Curnow, Mitch McGovern and Harry Mackay. Ed, this is interesting because Ed's going to need to really lock down some sort of a role here, you know, moving forward. We're starting to move him out of that midfield group, which suggests it's a time of growth, and we've added a layer of depth, and it's a good thing. It means our young boys are stepping up, and so Ed's accountability for this game, and I guess for the rest of the season, is to really cement a spot, you know, in that forward line role, whatever it's going to be. We know he's a great tackler. We know he can win the ball. He has kicked goals in the past, and that's something he's going to need to do for this role to be successful. Mitch McGovern, obviously not the best pre-season, but again, we're here for the long run. So he'll get his first game, he'll get used to the surroundings. He's played big games before, but I think just playing with these new players, getting that synergy between himself, between Charlie, between Harry, and looking forward to him just becoming a really good voice in that forward line, and taking the pressure off the likes of Harry and Charlie. And Harry, primed for a big season, primed for a big game. You know, we think a lot about the game, and we can sometimes overthink it because we haven't had any other game to think about. But you know, an interesting point that came up yesterday was, you know, how Mason Cox really got off the leash against the Tigers in the prelim. Harry's got that similar size, and if he can, you know, really move around with confidence, and if he can really, you know, attack the footy with his arms in front of him, you know, it's going to be a hard matchup for the Tigers, because we're going to give him headaches in that forward line of ours if we can get it in there and lock it in long enough. The followers, we've got Andrew Phillips in the ruck, Paddy Dow and Samo, love it. Phillips had a good pre-season. He's athletic, he's an aerialist, he's got a good tank, and I'm looking forward to seeing him playing. And you know, really, if he wants it, the spot is there for him to take if he dominates. And the beauty of this situation is we don't need to rush Cruiser back. We know he's our guy, but you know, Phillips is not he's not a shit player by any stretch of the imagination. So I'm looking forward to seeing him really cement his place in the side, and you know, give Bolt and the coaching panel a real headache to take him out. Paddy Dow and Samo, again, just another layer of growth. Samo's primed, I think, for a big game. And then Paddy Dow, again, these are two players that play on instinct, and they play in moments, and they have flashes of explosion where you think, geez, if they can do this 20, 25 times, they're going to be elite players. So looking forward to seeing the two of them just get out there and you know, not look like those young, fresh kids that were there last year. On the interchange bench, Dale Thomas, David Cunningham, Alex Fasolo, and Will Setterfield. I like Fasolo playing in the team. I'm really excited that he's you know, overcome the indiscretion. I'm excited to see him in the side. He's you know, if you're looking at the best 22 in terms of talent, I think Fasolo definitely slots in there, and he's got to take his opportunity now. So we're doing that. Dale Thomas, you know, experienced head, want to get rid of that creativity, like too much creativity, and start playing a little bit more reliably. So there's that. Cunningham, great pre-season, really excited to see what he's been able to produce for us. And for me, it's just about translating that into the regular season, tackling, chasing, kicking goals, hitting the scoreboard, and I'm sure he's primed for a big year. And Setterfield, excited to see him play. He gained a little bit more confidence as the preseason went on, especially in that second JLT game. So looking forward to seeing Cripps have a mate there, and another contested ball winner. And again, you got to remember, I think it's his third AFL game, so we've got to be patient with him. But he looks to be a beauty. On the emergencies, it's always interesting to see who, you know, almost made the cut. Cam Paulson, Lockie O'Brien, Levi Casbolt, and Matthew Lobe. Yeah, for me, I totally agree with that. I don't see any of them coming in, obviously, apart from if an injury was to happen. I don't think this is a situation where we're playing a little bit of cat and mouse, and we had a lot of late inclusions last year, and I want to see that not happen so much this year. So that's the team. Really excited to see the boys tomorrow morning for me. And yeah, let's do this. Go Blues.